Hello, this is a 2008 Kymco UXV 500. We have a blade attachment on it. These four-wheelers are very powerful, however, we have not had the best of luck with ours. Our biggest problem is the brake calipers in the front end fall off randomly, and tell you what, it caused some problems because what happened was brake caliper would fall off as you're applying the brakes and would jam the brake caliper spinning with the wheel. That wasn't any good. I will say the motor is powerful. It's a 500 cc and it's strong, but we also have problems with the transmission. It's a lot of times it stays in gear. I've found with Arctic Cats you don't have that problem. Or really, I haven't experienced many other four-wheelers other than this and a Arctic Cat, but that's one problem. We did also have some random brake leak. We don't know why, but one of the front calipers started to leak. All we had to do was take off the brake line, cleaned it up, and then put it back on. Never quite understood why it leaked, but that wasn't any good. The dump box is very nice. It's got little hydraulics in there that help it to go both up and down, and kind of almost like a zero gravity. Not a bad. Here's another picture. Here's the gas tank, and then you can see the fuel lines. Our fuel filter is easy to replace because that's it right there. Here's the air cleaner, and here's the shifter. It's kind of taken apart at the moment. Like I said, we have lots of problems with it shifting. One thing that this thing here was one problem to where it kept coming off. For some reason, Kymco doesn't seem to use lock nuts, and if they do, they're such low quality they fail in no time at all. We have a hard time keeping it idling. Like I said, this is a 2008, 2 years old, or I guess 3 now, and how many miles? Almost 500. It does top out about 55. Like I said, it's powerful. It runs pretty decent. Just some of the other things around the motor is what sucks. I will say, right after you break it in, if you do buy one, replace the plug very soon. That was one thing we didn't do. Basically, through the whole break-in period, the plug sucked, and then once we got it, a new one in, it ran a lot better. Here's the carburetor here. There's storage in both the glove box here, which is semi-concealed. There's storage here, which we have a tow rope in, an extra hook, and some random bolt. I don't know what that's for. Here's your lights. Very accessible. And here's the push-button two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. It's got a pull lever choke or a locking front end. It is nice, and it's not. Actually, it does do good with traction too. We hardly ever get stuck. I will say, pushing a 6-foot blade puts a lot of stress on it. Yeah, it takes a little bit of a beating, but still, it's in pretty good shape. And pull button choke. I don't know if I said that or not. I can start it up for you, and you can let it hear it run. Here's a little bit more storage space here. I think this is water sealed and definitely water resistant. We don't have anything in ours. It's liquid cooled, which is nice, so it doesn't overheat either. Right here is idle control, which is a semi-easy thing. I mean, you know, you have to pull the seat off, which they come off pretty easy, but it's not too bad. And the one thing we have a problem with is it doesn't line up, because all you have to do is fit fins into these little gaps here, and it's a real pain in the butt. And then all the time this thing gets trapped under here, and if you had a third hand it wouldn't be quite so bad. Here's the carburetor. I mean, just so I can give you a good overlook of the motor. Here's the oil filter. Wouldn't be hard to change the oil, at least not the filter. Down in there is the eye for the oil level, and it's not very easy to see. I mean, you can see the eye, but you can't see how much oil is in it, which that one kind of escapes me. It is low on oil at the moment. I need to put some in. Other than that, I can't really think of much else to say. Here's your gas cap. Give you a look at underneath. And then it's got 3 brake calipers. One's back here for the rear wheels, and then there's 2 for each wheel up front. Here's the battery box. The original battery will take a crap in about a year. It happened to ours, and we bought a new one. Here's the radiator, the overflow jug. I do not believe they come installed with winches. I think you have to get those installed. Ours came with it. I think it was a package that we got through the dealer. I don't know why, but our winch, it's a worn winch, which is not frowned upon, but ours does not work half the time. For whatever reason, you have to pulsate the switch on it to get it to go up. It goes down every time. Going up, however, I don't know why, it just won't work. And when you're plowing snow, it really sucks. That is one more thing I'll point out too, is the brakes. The motor, it seems, has so much power and it's geared so low that even though you hit the brakes, the wheels keep spinning. You know, I don't know if the brakes just aren't powerful or what, or if the motor's just that strong. I mean, like I said, I have no problem with the block. Just everything around it seems to suck, for lack of a better term. Probably don't really care, but here's a Copeland blade. Not too bad. Original springs really sucked, and so what I did is I took some old hood springs of an old 76 Chevy. They worked pretty good. I will say, however, what happens is these springs are a foot from here to there. Well then, as soon as the blade folds down, well, it extends to almost 2 feet. I think it's a little over. So one time the blade going down, and your springs are done. That's another dumb design. You know, if you could weld at home, the best thing would be put some sort of attachment halfway down the blade, so then your springs, and get really short, strong springs. And then I don't like how it's easy that it just slides into a front 2-inch receiver. However, you have 6 foot of stress going on 2 inches, and we had ours get all messed up. And I don't know, I mean, it's easy, but it's not real strong. And then 2 is this bearing up here was cut in half. It still is, actually. I haven't replaced it because I can't find any. You know, what I wanted to do was to put a bigger bearing on it, so it's, you know, this is only about 1.5 inches maybe. I wanted to put a 3-inch bearing up there, so then it would less stress on the cable. You know, we've gone through over 3/4 of this cable fraying and snapping, so that'll be nice and expensive soon. I suppose if you have any questions, write in the comments. So the Kymco UXV 500. This 2008 model's carbureted. I think the newer ones are fuel injected. Mine runs at, I think, 27 horsepower. I think the newer ones are closer to 30. This might even be 32. I don't remember. But not a bad four-wheeler, but I don't know, maybe we just had a bad bunch out of them. So hope for the better for you guys. See ya.